Good afternoon. Please rise, and gentlemen, remove your caps for the Pledge of Allegiance followed by the National Anthem.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Be seated.
We are honored to introduce our class president, Jordan Love.
Hello everyone, my name is Jordan Love and I am the senior class president of the graduating class of 2021. To all listening tonight, it is my honor to welcome you to the class of 2021 commencement ceremony. I want to begin tonight by thanking all teachers, administrators, and staff of all Somerset area schools who helped the members of this class through the years. On behalf of the class of 2021, your contribution to our lives will never be forgotten. You never gave up on us. You watched us succeed in the classroom and on our sports teams. We thank you for everything. To the families of these great students, just know that every single person deserves to be here. They may have procrastinated some along the way, but the fact that they are here tonight is a testament to their perseverance and mental fortitude. Seniors, please give yourself a round of applause. For some of us during this past year, COVID-19 was nothing more than a passing inconvenience. However, I have seen peers lose friends, mentors, lovers, and mothers. I have seen COVID-19 completely reshape their lives. Although they would have loved to be here, watching their child graduate, I know that they are proud of your accomplishments. My charge to you, the class of 2021, is to go to your loved ones and tell them what they mean to you. Tell them thank you for the many sacrifices that they have given over the years, because one day it may become too late to say what should have been said. Before we wrap up, I'd like to share a poem with you all. This poem was given to me as a gift by one of the most inspirational teachers I've ever had, Miss Joyce Robley. The poem is entitled, "The Way It Is" by William Stafford. There's a thread you follow. It goes among things that change, but it doesn't change. People wonder about what you are pursuing. You have to explain about the thread. But it's hard for others to see. While you hold it, you can't get lost. Tragedies happen, people get hurt or die, and you suffer and get old. Nothing you can do can stop time's unfolding. You don't ever let go of the thread. Class of 2021, I challenge you to find your thread. Once you find it, don't ever let it go. Now, I'd like to introduce our next speaker, School Board President, Mr. John Barth. Thank you all for attending, and I hope you enjoy the graduation of the class of 2021.
Thank you, Jordan. And for those of you who don't know, Jordan received an appointment to West Point this year, and I just want to thank you in advance for the service that you will be giving to the country and to all of us here in Somerset. I'm sure you'll make us proud. Good evening, class of 2021, families and friends. It is an honor to be with you tonight. Tonight marks the end of a journey you started 12 years ago. It has been a long and eventful journey, and for many of you it has felt like the night would never come. You have lived through a school year unlike anything any Golden Eagle class has ever experienced. A year where you spent almost as much time out of school as in school. A year that should have been filled with fun and excitement as you were preparing for the next stage of your lives was instead filled with turmoil and uncertainty. There were so many events you missed out on this year. Homecoming, senior play, musicals, numerous field trips, just to name a few. You missed class time and socialization. Many days you were isolated from your friends and classmates. Through all the confusion and disappointment, you persevered and kept moving forward to the finish line. Tonight we are here to recognize and honor your achievements over the past 12 years. You have learned all that Somerset School District can teach you. You have grown physically, emotionally, and matured into young adults. We're now ready to start the next stage of your lives. The last 12 years with your classmates, you have had one common goal: to graduate from high school. As you start the next part of your lives, you will chart a new course, a new journey which is uniquely yours. You will leave friends you grew up with, the familiarity and security of your hometown, for destinations all over this great nation and around the world. No matter where life takes you, one thing you will always have in common is the town and school you grew up in. You will always be Golden Eagles. I've had the privilege of knowing many of you since you started first grade and watched you grow into adulthood. As I look around, I see men and women who will someday lead this great country. I see military leaders, government and political leaders, leaders in engineering, science, and medicine. I see people who will build and strengthen our community and raise families in Somerset. When I look at the class of 2021, I know our community, state, and nation will be in good hands. Reflecting on the past year, it has been difficult for all of you, a year filled with obstacles and adversity. Despite all the challenges and roadblocks, you found a way to persevere and prevail. One thing I hope you have learned from this past year is never take life for granted. We all saw COVID change the world overnight in ways we would never have imagined. Make the most of every day, do your best in all your endeavors, and never give up on your dreams and goals. This evening is about recognizing and celebrating the accomplishments of our graduating class. However, I would be remiss if I did not recognize our teachers and all the work they did this year. Our teachers went above and beyond expectations, dedicating time and energy, learning how to teach and deliver lessons remotely. Without their efforts and commitment, we would not be here this evening. Finally, I want to thank our superintendent, Mrs. Mathias, and the entire administrative team. Our administration worked day and night, navigating a landscape of ever-changing rules and directives from the state and federal governments. Rules change daily, sometimes hourly, and need to be followed to ensure student and staff safety. Complying with rules and adapting to changing circumstances was a struggle for every student and every employee in the school district. Class of 2021, this is your night to celebrate with family and friends, your night to celebrate with your classmates the accomplishments of the past 12 years. You all have a great future ahead of you. Make the most of every opportunity given you. To accomplish great things, we must not only act, but also dream. Not only plan, but also believe. So dream big, believe in yourselves. Good luck, class of 2021. Now I'd like to introduce Somerset School District Superintendent, Mrs. Mathias.
Thank you, Mr. Bart. Good evening. I'm very proud to welcome you here tonight to celebrate the class of 2021. We are absolutely thrilled to honor these graduates in this lovely setting this evening. Tonight I want to thank the many parents, families, and community members who have supported these students and all of the SASD Golden Eagles, supported our school, our teachers, our school board, and our administrators throughout an extremely challenging time. Your prayers and uplifting words of kindness have kept all of us going as we walk through this trial arm in arm. This week, one night, as I was walking from my office to the stadium, I passed one of our little Eagles who was coming off the soccer field after apparently losing a game. He marched across the grass, and boy was he adorable. The evening sun was glowing against his back, and he had his little chest puffed out, and he was proud with these little clenched fists, and he had a commanding skip in his step. I'm not as cute as he is, but I'll try to demonstrate. He was kind of like this. It was adorable. When his family attempted to console him about the loss, he said, "No biggie, guys. I had fun. Let's go get ice cream." There are two things that struck me as notable about this little tiny vignette that I saw in just a few minutes. First, I could not help but think of the parents, family, and friends who would be sitting tonight in this stadium, reminiscing about moments in your own childhood. Your church plays, your dance recitals, your Little League games, and many other smiling, wide-eyed, bursting with energy moments that very, very literally seem really like just yesterday. Your families have invested their time, and most significantly, they have invested their whole hearts into your health, your happiness, and your success. They have worked to remove any obstacle put in front of you and all the disappointments that may have presented themselves, and to hold your hand when things did not go your way. They have worried, and trust me, ladies and gentlemen, they have prayed. They have held you accountable even when that was difficult, because they know that the world beyond high school will do just the same. They have cried for you, and they have cried with you, and they have loved you, even when you talked back, rolled your eyes, and maybe even slammed a door. Did any of these guys do that every once in a while? Tonight, ladies and gentlemen, represents something extremely joyful for your parents and your grandparents and your family members in the stand. They are seeing you reach a very important milestone, and they are very, very proud of you. But I was in their shoes a few years ago, and I can tell you that this evening also represents a bit of an internal conflict for them. Because on one hand, they want to hold on to you as tightly as they can. They want to remember that little soccer player coming off the field wanting nothing more than to go get ice cream. And on the other hand, they know they need to let you go, and they know you're going to spread your wings and fly. It's a difficult position to be in. So seniors, please be patient with them. This is a new season in their lives, just like it's a new season in yours. Second, what impressed me most about this little soccer player was that despite a loss, a failure, he bounded with delight, and he had the innocent wisdom to be resilient, optimistic, spirited, and thankful in what could have been a pretty gloomy moment for a little guy. He was thankful for the opportunity to play with his friends, resilient enough to know that a loss is not the end of the world, and optimistic about the experiences, including the ice cream, that lie ahead. As Reverend Helsel noted at Baccalaureate on Tuesday evening, life is filled with joys and challenges. She wisely stated that it is our own attitudes and reactions to life that can have world-altering outcomes. So many things this year have been out of our control, but our attitudes and reactions to these curveballs have not been out of our control. We have had and we maintain the power to make the best of and find the joy in the small trials or even in the mountainous obstacles of this serious business that is life. So I ask you, Golden Eagles, to take what you have learned this year, perseverance, patience, resilience, perspective, and optimism, and choose to alter the world in a positive way. I already know you can do this because you have altered the Somerset Area School District in the most positive manner. You have made a difference to all of us. You have stood tall through adversity. You have shown up. You have chosen to recognize the blessings that you've been given. And from you, we as adults, everyone here and everyone in school, have learned and continue to learn very important lessons, just like I learned from our little soccer dude the other night. So as you move into this next very exciting and admittedly a little scary future, don't forget about your very own power, the power that lies in here, to control your attitudes and your reactions to the punches that life throws your way. Doing so will make all the difference, not just for you, but for every person in your orbit. And don't think for a second that you will no longer rely on the help and the love from your family and friends that smoothed your path to tonight's accomplishments. They're sitting here tonight. You will still need them. And parents, although tonight feels a lot like an ending, you have not lost the most important job you have ever accepted. They will still need you. Graduates, you will always be welcome home. You will always be welcome here. And you will always be Golden Eagles. Behind you are many memories. Before you are many dreams. Around you are many who love you. And within you is everything you need. May God bless you tonight and always. Now I'd like to introduce Mr. Mark Shoddy, who will be introducing our speakers.
Thank you, Mrs. Mathias. Good evening, everybody. I'm the assistant principal of the junior, senior high school. Seniors, soon-to-be graduates, family and friends, it's my honor to present the salutatorian for the class of 2021, Anna Riggs, whose speech is titled, What to Take With You. Anna Marie Riggs is the daughter of Aaron and Tony Riggs. During high school, Anna has been a member of the Interact Club, National Honor Society, SAD Club, Spanish Honors Society, Spanish Club, Student Council, and Mu Alpha Theta. Anna held offices in the Spanish Honors Society as Vice President and Student Council as Secretary. Outside of school, Anna spends most of her time working at tailgates as a hostess and waitress, and volunteers at the Boys and Girls Club in her free time. She also spent 10 years playing softball for the Somerset softball program. Anna was recognized as Rotary's Student of the Month for the month of October, and also the Exchange Club's Student of the Month. Anna will be attending the University of Pittsburgh in the fall to major in nursing with future plans to become a nurse anesthetist. Ladies and gentlemen, Anna Marie Riggs.
Good evening, fellow classmates, faculty and staff, parents, family, and friends. I am both humbled and honored to have earned the title of salutatorian of the graduating class of 2021. This is the day we have all been patiently waiting for throughout the past 12 years. We did it, guys. We have officially made it. We can now all forget the many thoughts that ran through our minds about failure. For example, the "I want to drop out" phase. It's a little too late for that now. But seriously, I cannot understate the amount of hard work that each and every student has put forth to be able to sit here in front of you all right now. The determination in every single student here has not gone unnoticed. We all have astounding support systems in our corner that have helped us get to this point in our lives, graduation day. Thus, I would like to first deliver a few thank yous. To my family, I would not have gotten to where I am now without your endless love and support. The advice and life lessons I have gained over the years taught me how to be goal-oriented, but also how to have fun while doing it. You guys have instilled in me my strong passion for learning. Thank you for always pushing me to be my best self inside and outside of academics. Unfortunately though, Mom, I'll have to keep practicing my dance moves, and Dad, I'll work on that golf swing. Those talents got lost somewhere in between the last 12 years of constant studying. And to all the parents, family members, and friends of myself and my fellow classmates, I'm amazed by the dedication that you have all had in encouraging us to go after our goals. The overwhelming love and support that this class has is evident. Thank you for giving it your all for the past 18 years. I don't admire only my family, but all of our families. They have all done this scary thing called life, and while doing it, they have gotten us through it too. To the teachers, faculty, and staff here at Somerset High School, thank you for challenging us in academics while also providing us with the necessary tools and skills that we will need in the future. Enriching the lives of others is a task in and of itself that the faculty here at Somerset devote countless hours every day towards. The opportunities for success that they have made available to us throughout all of the years leading up to now have been never-ending. To my fellow classmates, each and every one of you has made an impact in someone's life sitting here tonight in this stadium. Over the years, we have helped each other, ran into each other, studied together, and evolved together. Throughout all of the years of schooling, we have undergone changes as a class and in our own personal lives. Not once was there a time where I felt completely alone with no one to turn to because I've had my classmates by my side through it all. I am truly grateful to have gotten to know and grow with everyone sitting here tonight. Now, I'm not gonna lie, my first thought when finding out I was salutatorian was, oh my gosh, I have to write a speech. And then my second thought immediately after was, oh my gosh, I have to deliver a speech in front of hundreds of people. The problem wasn't about not having enough to say, but not being certain of how to say it. Summing up all the experiences of high school is a big task, but saying it in a way that is relatable and makes sense is an even bigger task. Even though this whole process has proven difficult and is definitely not my specialty, it is a great honor. So I hope that by the end of this speech, I have given you all at least something to ponder on and take away with you. Just as every single teacher tells us at the beginning of the year that they hope we at least take something away from their course. When thinking about topics to tie into my speech, I ultimately decided to talk about what I will take with me after high school. Unfortunately, the academic lessons, like the reasoning behind which type of circuits produce the brightest light bulb or how to solve proofs in geometry, were not the first thing that came to my mind. If you're listening, I'm sorry, Mr. Benton and Mr. Dell. Although I think I speak for everyone when I say I will definitely forever remember that the mitochondria is in fact the powerhouse of the cell, and that the humana, as Mr. Flight would say, is the key to all answers. As memorable as the lessons here learned at Somerset High have been, they are not what I will be passing down to my children or grandchildren in the future. Well, at least I hope not. However, I will be telling them about these people, the people that I grew up with and graduated with, the teachers that taught me not only academics, but also about myself through the life lessons and challenges that they presented in class. I will tell them about the people that shaped me into who I am and who I will be. I will tell them about all of you, all of the people that have made my time at Somerset High School memorable. I will take with me the memories that we have shared as a class, like that one week that we had baccalaureate, prom, and graduation back to back to back. Yeah, I think you all know the week I'm talking about. But at least we have all spent our last few days as students here bonding over the craziness. The people here and the memories we have all made together have impacted all of us in a different way. Thank you, class of 2021, for the lifelong memories that I will take with me no matter where this next chapter of my life takes me. I hope you all carry them with you throughout your lives as well. Although I don't believe that the academic lessons are the most important aspect of high school, I would like to touch on one topic that we have all spent time learning in algebra, absolute value. When asked which number holds the greater absolute value, -20 or 16, the majority of people will reply with the correct answer, which is -20. But when asked why, most individuals become stumped. The answer is simple. Absolute value isn't about where you go, but instead how far you've come. Now, I know most of you are probably thinking to yourselves, where in the world is she going with this concept, but trust me, I'll explain. Throughout high school, students are commonly acknowledged or praised for their high grades or stellar athletic abilities, which is undoubtedly well-deserved. But the recognition of other accomplishments, for example, bringing a grade or even grades from a D average to a B average, often go unnoticed. Although both triumphs still show the same dedication and diligence required to achieve such goals. Sitting in front of me today are 153 individuals that have not given up no matter what obstacles and challenges were thrown their way. Each person here deserves the same high praise because in the end, it is the value of where they themselves have worked to be in their lives that truly matters. So many stories have been written during our time here at Somerset High, every single one of them unique in their own way. These stories are all worth telling and worth listening to. Everyone's story is. From people you have never met before to close friends that you could never forget. But most importantly, you. Your story is worth telling and worth listening to. We have all added value to our lives in our own unique ways, and hearing someone else's story, or even telling your own, has the potential to shape the lives of others. As we prepare for our final roll call, I would like to leave you all with this parting thought. No matter where you go in life, take with you the memories you've created with the people that have added value to your very own stories, as well as the others that you have listened to over the years. Thank you, Somerset High, for giving me the chance to tell just a part of my story, and thank you, Class of 2021, for allowing me to be a small part in each and every one of your stories.
Thank you, Anna. Great speech. It's now my honor to introduce to you the valedictorian for the class of 2021, Shaylin Walker, whose speech is titled The Rules of the Road. Shaylin Grace Walker is the daughter of Sean and Tammy Walker. She's an honors and advanced placement student, as well as part of the gifted program. During her time at the Somerset High School, Shaylin has been a member of the National Honor Society, French Honor Society, Interact Club, Future Business Leaders of America, the Fellowship of Christian Athletes, the Fleet of Fear, Youth in Government, French Club, Mu Alpha Theta, the Jets Team, Health and Science Club. She currently serves as the National Honor Society President, French National Honor Society President, Student Council Vice President, Interact Club Treasurer, Future Business Leaders of America Historian, and a leader of the Fellowship of Christian Athletes in the Fleet of Fear student section. Walker is a captain on the Somerset varsity volleyball and basketball teams. Formerly ran track, accumulating 8 varsity letters in high school career. She also plays travel volleyball for the Ridgetop Volleyball Club. Shaylin was recognized as the Exchange Club Student of the Month and the Rotary Club Student of the Month for March. She was also named the Memorial Highway Chevrolet Scholar Athlete of the Year and Somerset's Academic All-Star. Outside of school, she's a member of St. Thomas Lutheran Church. She's also a Somerset Welfare League cotillion honoree and enjoys volunteering through various organizations, including Special Olympics, in her free time. Shaylin will be attending Duquesne University to major in biology with a focus in pre-medicine. After completing her undergraduate degree, she plans to continue on to medical school to become a physician. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you Shaylin Grace Walker.
Thank you, Mr. Kashadi. Everyone. As Mr. Kashadi said, my name is Shaylin Walker. I would like to begin by thanking God for this beautiful day, for the gift of gathering here together, and for blessing me with the opportunity to speak tonight. I would also like to thank my parents, my sisters, and my entire family, because without them, I would not be standing up here. Mom and Dad, thank you for always pushing me to be my very best. You've shown me what hard work is and taught me that it really does pay off. Shauna and Shandy, thank you for being my biggest cheerleaders and for always believing in me, even when I didn't believe in myself. To the rest of my family, thank you for your endless support and always showing up for me, even on nights like tonight when some of you have to cheer me on from outside the stadium. Finally, let me say congratulations to the families here to support their loved ones, to the friends who are special enough to get a coveted ticket, to the teachers and administrators who are finally sending us off tonight after a long 4 years, and, of course, saving the best for last, Congratulations to my fellow seniors. I'm going to be really cliche for a second and say, we did it. Sorry, Mrs. Dunlap. I know if you were grading this speech, you would underline that line and say, yuck, cliche. But it's true. After 4 years of blood, sweat, tears, laughs, lots of complaining, a few mental breakdowns, and how could we forget a global pandemic, we have finally reached the day we've been anxiously awaiting for 12 years of schooling. We could not have made it this far if it were not for all the people in our lives supporting us along the way, many of whom are here for us tonight. To all of our parents and guardians, let me say, sorry. I really don't know how you put up with us all of these years. I promise all the mood swings and attitudes were not directed towards you, most of the time at least. We have never given you enough credit, and we will likely never fully appreciate all that you have done for us until years down the road. But until then, I would like to say thank you. You really are our biggest role models, #1 fans, and real-life superheroes. To all of the siblings, both younger and older, there really is no one else in this world like you. Not only are you the reason for most of the bruises and scars on our bodies, but you're also responsible for most of our greatest memories in life. Thank you for being the best friends we never got to choose, and for supporting us at all of our school events, sports games, and everything else you were dragged along to, like tonight. We really do love you, even if our way of showing it is through a slap or hair pull. To our teachers and administrators, thank you for everything you've done for us over the years and for never giving up on us. I hope we have left you with wonderful memories and maybe even a few gray hairs. Lastly, to my classmates. We finished high school, finally. We endured the hundreds of homework assignments, essays, and tests, all while making amazing memories along the way. We have formed unbreakable bonds, some 12+ years in the making, and others only a few years old, but strong as ever. We have shown our school spirit by dressing up and getting rowdy in the Fleet of Fear, planning some of Somerset's best pep rallies, or going all out for Spirit Weeks, even heel kicking with Mr. Shirley on Hick Day. We've been pranksters, such as when tricking Mr. Iller into believing places like Bartholomew's Corned Beef and Delighting Cuisine exist, changing all the lunch calendars and scheming with Mr. Dell so Mr. Iller thought he missed Turkey Supreme, or staging a fake fight between MJ and Kareem in 8th grade to trick innocent Mrs. Morris on April Fool's Day. We have tasted victory, like when the volleyball team enjoyed Holiday's burgers for dinner at the district championship, 2 years in a row. When the golf team went undefeated and won the Laurel Highlands Athletic Conference Championship. When the swim team won the Central Western Allegheny Aqua Conference and went to states multiple times. When our track stars crushed school records and then crushed their own records. When the girls and boys tennis teams both ate bison burgers and claimed their district titles. When the boys soccer team won districts and the girls team advanced to states. When the softball team won the conference title, and when the football boys and basketball girls both celebrated their unforgettable victories over Bishop McCourt. We have grown up and glowed up together, from our awkward puberty stages, which most of us wish we could forget, to now being mature young adults. And now, for one last memory, we have all gathered here for the very last time. We will receive our diplomas, flip our tassels from right to left, and graduate. Here lie the memories that cannot be replicated or replaced. Here, in this stadium, in the halls we have walked for the last 4 years, and the desks we have sat in, studied in, and slept in the classrooms where we found our passions, in the cafeteria that hummed with our laughter and gossip, on the courts and fields where we first stepped foot, gave 110% of ourselves to the games we loved, and eventually said our hardest goodbyes. Only your classmates sitting with you now have seen you thrive in all of these aspects throughout the last 4 years, as you've also seen them flourish. That is something to be cherished and never forgotten. Never again will we get to relive our favorite memories at Somerset High. So now what? Does that mean we are now, in the words of Mr. Zanoni, like real people? And if so, what do real people do? What is the real world like, and how can we possibly be expected to know how to navigate it now, all because we have a high school diploma to our names. We have learned a vast amount of knowledge in our years of schooling. Things like the quadratic formula, random vocab words from our French or Spanish courses, the details of the Krebs cycle, and the dates of every war we have ever learned about. If we have not forgotten them already, we soon will, probably by sometime next week. However, there are also some facts that will be burned into our minds forever, such as the mitochondria is the powerhouse of the cell, Y equals mx plus b, and SOHCAHTOA. As we've gone through school and learned all these different things, it has not always been easy. Someone, somewhere along the way, had to help us out, had to break the complex material down into terms we could understand. We learned to pronounce words by sounding them out, and grew to understand their meaning by breaking them into pieces. Our math teachers taught us fractions by referring to slices of pizza, and Mrs. Verhosik played us the cell song to learn about organelles. So, when I was trying to write this speech, I was wondering how I could do the same, how I could possibly put the unknowns and complexities of life into terms my classmates and I could feel comfortable tackling in just a few short months. Then, while I was out on a drive one day, it hit me. Life is a journey, much like driving a car. We have all been cruising through life for about 18 years, enjoying the ride as those raising us did all the driving. We took naps, watched movies, ate snacks, and played on our Nintendos, then our tablets, and then our phones. Now, we've reached the point where everyone jumps out of the car, except us. Our parents toss us the keys and say, "It's your turn." And as we sit there in the driver's seat, fingers gripping the wheel, staring out the windshield, we realize for the first time that we are in control. It's amazing. We have the world at our fingertips. All the possible roads lie outstretched in front of us. Now, it's up to us to decide which one is worth the gas. And with the price of gas these days, we better choose wisely. People often choose their paths and then are immediately focused on their final destination. But as Ralph Emerson famously stated, it's not the destination, it's the journey. Life is a road trip in which the drive must take supreme importance. We have a destination, but it's long down the road and can be easily changed. Time is allotted for stops along the way, for rerouting, for enjoying. Our journey is our entire purpose. This is the way we must live our lives, as a road trip with countless possibilities for change and new destinations. However, in order to do so, we must follow the rules of the road. Rule number 1, buckle up. In driver's ed, Mr. Ogilvy always says, driving is the most dangerous thing you do every single day. With the way some of my classmates drive, I don't doubt that for a second. So wear your seatbelt, because life is one roller coaster of a ride. It does not matter how good of a driver you are. No one can avoid the inevitable bumps and dips they will face on their journey. You won't be able to swerve to miss every pothole, as we try to do daily here in Somerset. And sometimes you will spin a little out of control, and you'll need your belt to keep you safely in place. So find whatever, or whomever, it is that grounds you, supports you, and always protects you, your seatbelt, and never let go. Because when life gets crazy and you lose your grip on the wheel, that's what will bring you out on the other side, alive. Rule number 2, set your own pace. I took driving lessons here at the school, as did many of my classmates. When first learning to drive, one of the things I struggled with the most was regulating my speed. So when we got on 219 for my first lesson, I was excited to set the car to cruise control and just relax. Well, that did not go as planned. Mr. Ogilvy told me that they didn't allow students to use cruise control right away because, of course, they wanted them to learn how to regulate their speed on their own. Just my luck. Although I was annoyed by this in the moment, it proved to be a very valuable lesson, both behind the wheel and in life. We all must decide entirely on our own the pace at which we want to live our lives. Don't worry about everyone else's speed. They're not on the same journey as you. We will all have our own unique pace, some faster than others, and some slower. And that's perfectly all right. Do not get caught up in the speed of others' journeys. Stay focused on your own. Life is not a race. Rule number 3, don't ignore the road signs. Road signs are precisely placed for very important reasons. They inform drivers of possible hazards or changing conditions on the road ahead. Too often, we make the mistake of ignoring the signs we come across, misconstruing them as irrelevant, only to be forced to learn the hard way later down the road. Let's not make this same mistake with the signs we come across on life's road. Stop at the stop signs, yield when it's your turn, slow down when you must, but signs can only get you so far. They may warn you of an intersection or fork in the road ahead, but it's up to you to choose your path from there. So read all the signs, absorb all the information you can, then use it to make the best decisions for your journey. Rule number 4, don't be afraid to take the scenic route. My dad can vie for this one. No matter where we're going, he always wants to take the scenic route, or as the rest of us in my family like to call it, the long way. Whether he chooses this to enjoy better scenery or just to show off his directional skills, I'm not really sure. All that I am sure of is that it annoys all the rest of us. But when I think about it, the truth is that my mom, my sisters, and I are simply too focused on reaching our destination rather than enjoying the ride. When it comes to life, be like my dad. Don't put the constraints of time or your goal destination on the ride of your life. Take the scenic route, go a little off course, force the GPS to reroute. Maybe you'll even find you have a new destination in mind now. Finally, rule number 5, the most important rule of all, use your mirrors. One of the first things new drivers are taught is how to use their mirrors. People who do not use their mirrors usually find themselves in situations that could have been easily avoided. For example, if you don't have a rear view mirror, you might just back up into the car directly behind you in the student parking lot. We have seniors that can tell you about that. The rear view mirror is one of the most important assets in any vehicle and in any life, and not just for putting makeup on when you're running late. Your rear view mirror allows you to look back at where you came from and the journey that got you to where you ended up. By remembering where you came from, you remember who you used to be. It is important to acknowledge where we started and use this as motivation for where we want to end up. We all receive help along the way, whether we admit to it or not. We all have at least one person, a parent, family member, friend, teacher, or mentor who inspires us, who fights for our success, and who celebrates with us when it comes. That is not something to simply leave behind us like passing miles. As we leave here and become successful on our various road trips, we must glance in our rearview mirrors and never forget the days, such as today, before we gain that success. And if we are so lucky to reach our goals with the help we received on our journey, we should look behind us at the next person waiting where we had once stood, and help them as we had once been helped. The secret to success is never forgetting where you came from. Remembering where you came from teaches you to be thankful, humble, appreciative, and above all else, how to be human. Many of us have been saying for years, I can't wait to get out of this place. There's so much more to life than Somerset. That's true. There are endless amounts of life and experiences waiting outside of this town, but there are also priceless memories here as well. We will all go on to meet new people in our lives. Several of us will leave here and scatter across the world. We will enter different career paths and lead an array of different lifestyles. But we will always have at least one thing in common, Somerset in our rear views. When people ask you where you are from, be proud to say Somerset, Pennsylvania, a place that in the midst of unforeseen tragedy rallied around the families of Flight 93 and continues to every year. A place where volunteer firefighters and first responders rescued 9 miners at Q Creek Mine, the only rural county in the United States to have a naval ship named after it. I am from America's County. Say it with pride. Make your hometown known to people and don't be afraid to return to it. Yes, life goes on long after we graduate here tonight, but nothing can ever compare to the time we spent together as Somerset Golden Eagles. So, class of 2021, drive into your futures, chase your dreams, but remember to occasionally check your rearview mirror so you don't forget where you came from. And always remember the road back home. Thank you. I would now like to introduce our principal, Mr. Shirley.
Good evening. My name is Scott Shirley, Senior High Principal, and welcome to the Somerset Area School District celebration of the class of 2021. Seniors, what a week. Senior checkout, graduation practice, a senior luncheon, baccalaureate, prom, a senior celebration motorcade, and commencement, all in the last 4 days. Unprecedented. Now, before we award your diplomas this evening, I want to take a moment to recognize the people who have contributed to making this night possible. I would like to thank our school board, administrators, business office, all of our pre-K to 12 teachers, counselors, IT department, support staff, maintenance and custodial crews, bus drivers, food service workers, chief cocks and our school-based police officers, especially for last night in our motorcade, and our educational assistants and secretaries in all of our buildings. It takes a school community and a lot of hard work by a lot of dedicated people over the last 12 plus years to get you to this very special moment. SASD is truly a community-based school district. Everyone listening is a part of this success story. Also, a shout out to Mr. Spade and his tech crew, the Brockers for all their behind-the-scenes work with the commencement production, Mrs. Barron for the senior video, Mr. Bratz for creating our class of 2021 arch, our student marshals, Josh and Abby, our senior class advisors, Mrs. Powers and Mrs. Kinsinger, for coordinating our senior luncheon on Tuesday, Mrs. Beal, Mrs. Gasly, Mrs. Stevens, Mrs. Costilla, and Mrs. Vogt for all their help in coordinating our graduation activities. And finally, to our senior class officers, Jordan, Mary, Braden, and Jake. On behalf of our seniors and their parents, I thank all of you. I would also like to commend Shaylin and Anna for their messages, the rules of the road, and what to take with you, and especially for their hard work in rising to the very top of the class of 2021. Seniors, please stand and face your parents. You need to stretch a little bit. Wave and yell, thank you.
Parents, please yell, you're welcome. That's for all the Penn Staters out there. Okay, you may be seated.
How will the class of 2021 dress for career success? This year's graduates will work towards becoming future graphic designers, X-ray technicians, journalists, teachers, engineers, doctors, nurses, speech pathologists, pharmacists, accountants, statisticians, scientists, welders, auto mechanics, machinists, coders, physical therapists, photographers, and cybersecurity analysts. The list goes on, and these are just a few of their career fields they've selected. Seniors, look at where you are today. Look at where you started. You see, for your parents, your life's journey is flashed before their eyes. It seems like yesterday you were born, you spoke your first word, you took your first step, you started school. The adventures of childhood took off and the milestones were reached one after another. I asked you during practice on Tuesday to take some time to reflect on your years here at Somerset. I say this every year, but time is a funny thing. When I listen to students talk for a split second, you're right back there with the flashbacks of high school. Some good, some not so good. A few days ago, I sat in my office with two senior girls that wanted to discuss some ideas about a senior prank. We discussed several of their thoughts, and I know they were looking for a quick yes. Instead, I quickly diverted the conversation to the significance of the last few days with their classmates and how the class will never reassemble again as a full class and to take it all in. One of the girls commented how the conversation wanted to make her cry. That was not my goal. I told them you will move on and make new friends as you move on from high school, but your bond you've created with your current friends cannot be replicated in the future because you grew up together. The play dates, elementary plays, athletic games, sleepovers, hanging with the boys, girls' night out, your first kiss. Authentic relationships from the beginning of childhood to current high school experiences create a bond that cannot be forgotten. Hopefully, today's commencement ceremony will be a memory for your class that means something to you, and you reflect on these Somerset days. History can leave indelible marks on our memories. So what happened the year you were born? The space shuttle disaster with Columbia. Arnold Schwarzenegger was elected governor in California after a recall vote to oust their governor. Kind of sounds familiar. Apple launched iTunes, selling 10 million songs within 4 months of its launch. Harry Potter and the Order of Phoenix was released. Popular films included The Lord of the Rings, The Return of the King, Pirates of the Caribbean, The Cure of the Black Pearl, and Terminator 3, Rise of the Machines. I guess you can be a movie star and a governor. The Billboard #1 song was In the Club by artist 50 Cent. Looking back at your roots and the start of your education, here's what you remember from your years in elementary school. The Charlie Brown play, reading a million words, Crazy Days, Pittsburgh field trips, recess, kickball, and the hula hoop contest. Next, your junior high memories include Laurel Hill State Park, Kennywood, field day, playing Somerset sports, reading competitions, dodgeball, and the talent show. And finally, the high school years, your 16th birthday, club activities, athletic teams, passing your driver's test, tractor day, pep assemblies, FFA, homecoming, dances, work release, the rock wall, and a new one, senior sunrise sunset. And here we are tonight, graduation night. This year's senior class has had some ups and downs over the last 15 months. We have learned to adapt, to go with the flow, and then pivot a few more times. In the end, resiliency has been a major theme throughout the year. I truly appreciate your ability to press on with purpose during these turbulent times and your will and determination to finding success despite the situation. This year, we've had a lot of memorable moments. A few Kelsey Ballerini song lyrics seem appropriate here. We are golden, we are fire, we are magic. Yeah, we wrote our own story, full of blood, sweat, and heartbeats. Girls tennis, district doubles champions. Golf, District 5 champion. Our virtual Veterans Day assembly. We still found a way to honor our vets. A senior went to Goodwill and paid $5 for a pair of shorts, and to their amazement, they found a pocket full of cash. $773 to be exact. True story. Miss Robley became Johnstown's first poet laureate with her poem, January. Snaps. Outside Miss Robley's room, there are many student quotes that make a wall of quotes. Everyone is worried about Corona. All I want is my diploma. Just say yikes and move on. If it doesn't challenge you, it won't change you. Be somebody who makes everyone feel like a somebody. Do what makes your soul shine. In the winter, wrestling, we had a 145-pound district champion. Girls swimming, conference title. The 400-meter freestyle relay team won the District 6 championship. In the spring, our first esports team won the league championship. Boys tennis, team and doubles champions. Track, multiple individual district champions and 5 new school records. Haley Stickle competed at States in Shippensburg last Saturday and finished third in the 100-meter hurdles with a time of 14.87 seconds. Haley, please stand. Stay standing. Haley's wall quote: "Don't spend life focusing on the clock instead of the moment." Congratulations, Haley. And finally, a shout out to our new 2021 PIAA shot put champion with a winning throw of 59 feet and 8 inches, Dustin Hyde. Dustin, please stand. Dustin is the 3rd individual PIAA champion in school history. Dustin now joins his brother Nick as the state champion. Dustin, from a former state champion from a team sport from 1986 and 88 to a new state champion in 2021, welcome to the club. Statistically, 5% of girls that enter Girl Scouts will ever earn a gold award. This year's graduating class has 2. Please stand. Emily Saylor, Trinity Weimer. Additionally, 2% of boys that enter Boy Scouts will ever become an Eagle Scout. This graduating class has 1. Austin Peterson, please stand. Several years ago, the district partnered with 5 local fire companies and created an in-school junior firefighter training program to help fill the void of local fire departments. Would the following students please rise to be recognized? Trinity Weimer, Isabella Nassif, Sierra Urban, Caitlin Diener, Jaden Watoski, Scott Showman, Bryce Mayak. Thank you. Every year we have students that enlist in our great armed forces, and I want to take this time to personally recognize them for their future service. What better way to show our love for country than to defend our country and protect our freedom? Will the following individuals please stand? Mary Bowers, Air Force. Braden Gindelsberger, Army. Jordan Love, Army, West Point. Cameron Olson, Navy. Zachary Maga, Air Force. Brett Mielib, Air Force. Donovan Miller, Air National Guard. Thank you again for your future service. Tony Gonzalez, Hall of Fame, NFL Hall of Fame inductee, told a crowd last year, think big, follow your dreams, and see the greatest version of yourself. I love that quote. With that being said, a special shout out to the following students for their great accomplishments in school-based academic events throughout their high school career at the district, regional, state, or national level. Please rise when I call out your group. District Band. District Chorus. District Orchestra. Finalists, Poetry Out Loud. State qualifiers, FBLA. FFA, Keystone Degree. State qualifiers, Forensics. State qualifiers, Student Congress. State qualifiers, PA Youth and Government. National qualifiers, PA Youth and Government. Again, thank you for your dedication and hard work throughout your career. I just hope your time at Somerset has changed your future perspective on life, the possibilities. The next 5 years of your life will set a path and have the greatest impact on your life's work. Life is simply more than a series of events. Learning is a lifetime process. The key is to connect life through varied and engaged elements and to make it a way of being rather than simply an event. Today I learned. This year I learned. What is my purpose? What can I do for others? These are all essential questions to drive your life's journey. On Tuesday night, Christina's mother talked to you about the kid gloves are about to come off, and you will experience some rejection in your life. You will need to look into your own heart when the deck is stacked against you. Master the small things in life. Jake's father talked to you about the complexities of solving an escape room. Do you give up now after failing to solve the problem? Life can be fun, exciting, and complicated. Sometimes when we look desperately for solutions, we make it too complicated. Don't panic. Look for the obvious. These are great words of wisdom. In an episode of This Is Us this season, there was a dream sequence of the future when Kevin sees his father as Grandpa Jack. If you watched the show, you may have seen it. And he tells Kevin, I was terrified of being like my dad, and you are terrified of not being like yours. With a dramatic pause, the futuristic Grandpa Jack says, close your eyes, decide what you want, and then you go and get it. These words really stuck with me because too often we get caught up in what others tell us or what they want us to be in life. If we knew our exact beginning and end dates before they happen, our life would be less exploratory and curious. In closing, seniors, Anna told you no matter where your life goes, take with you the memories you have created with the people that have added to your very own stories. Shaylin told you about rule number 5, the most important rule of all. Use your mirrors. Tonight, you can look in the rearview mirror. My advice is just don't look too long. Life is full of adventures. Your flight as a golden eagle is only partially flown, and the journey is the special reward. Stay passionate and determined to fulfill your dreams. My wish for you, class of 2021, is to explore life with clear eyes, full heart, can't lose mentality. This is my favorite quote from Friday Night Lights. Stay focused, driven, reach for your dreams, and the future is destined to be absolutely fantastic. Whether your eagle's nest is in Somerset Borough, Q Creek, Edie, Bakersville, Listy, Freedens, Sipesville, or anywhere else in between, it is time to take off. And remember, you are a Somerset Golden Eagle for life. Seniors, please stand and look at the school. Take a long look. The hallways are now empty. The class of 2021 is now assembled on the turf. It's time to reflect on your years as a Somerset student, especially the high school years and the memories. The fact that you are standing here today means you are resilient and a survivor. You persevered through your childhood, high school, a global pandemic, and you lifted yourself up above all the twists and turns since March of last year. You can look to the future, the possibilities, and the opportunities. Thomas Jefferson once said, if you want something you've never had, you have to do something you've never done. Seniors, close your eyes. This is not a joke. Decide what you want in life. Open your eyes. And now, without making it too complicated, go out and get it, Golden Eagles. Thank you. Mrs. Matthias and Mr. Barth, I certify that all students seated before us have met the graduation requirements set forth by the Somerset Area School District Board of Directors and the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania. I proudly present the Somerset Golden Eagle Class of 2021. Seniors and student marshals, please prepare for the final roll call.
Kareem H. Akinen. Caden Michael Amons. Ryan Matthew Apple. Joshua Jerome Augustine. Liba Shehzad Awan. Hunter Daniel Bailey. Brianna Louise Baluch. Miranda Jane Baluch. Austin Lucas Barron. John Christopher Barth. Hannah Lee Beal. Madison Elizabeth Bagala. Sadie Catherine Bonato. Carly Nicole Bittner. Bradley Alexander Wismer Baborchuk. Mary Alexandra Bowers. Matthew L. Bowser. Abigail Grace Bertner. Alexander Lee Cable.
Michael Robert Kales. Caden James Carter. Stanley Charlton. Brody L. Close. Riley Nicole Coddington. Emily Jasmine Conklin. Zachary John Koslick. Braden Anthony Custer. Caitlin Elizabeth Diener. Jonathan E. Dively. Charles Jeffrey Downing. Jarrett Matthew Flitcraft. Jacob Austin Fuffman. Caitlin Jade Friedline. Adam Blake Gardner. Megan Delaney Gearhart.
Braden Cole Gindelsberger. Kimberly Anastasia Griffith. Hannah Rose Hamer. Grace Iva Ann Harity. Carter Jordan Heyman. Austin Michael Heitzer. Anna Louise Emma Hirsch. Paige Nicole Housley. Abigail Elaine Hutzel. Jeanette Marie Hutzel. Dustin Matthew Hyde. Matthew Robert Jacobs. Ella Faye Carol Jano. John Dewey Kearns. Joelle Marie Knopsnyder. Kylie Elizabeth Landis. Anna Elizabeth Lane. Ian William Leisure. Isabella Rose Lauer.
Caleb Michael Lepley. David Richard Lester. Braden Eugene Lohr. Jordan James Love. Jetta Cadence Lusty. Emma Rosina Luteri. Zachary Michael Mauga. Shane David Mailer. Haley Lynn Martini. Elizabeth Renee Martin. Nathaniel David May. Bryce David Mayak. Jacob Nathaniel Mazurkevich. Elizabeth Laurel Mazzarello. Mitch Michael McCall. Heather Marguerite McDaniels. Sharenda Raven McGee. Morgan Kylie McGuire.
Faith Marie Drake.
Brett Harrison Melib.
Cameron Mackenzie Miller. Donovan Michael Miller. Cody Scott Miller. Anthony Riley Mills. Colin M. Mossholder. Skylin Elizabeth Murray. David William Musselman. Timothy Robert Myers. Andrew James Nair. Isabella Rose Milagro Nassif. Cameron Delaney Olson. Pate Aaron Parrish. Jared Andrew Peck. Austin Shane Peterson. Reagan Alexis Piper. Garrett David Pletcher. Trevor J. Porter. Tristan Marcel Prentice. Robert Cole Ream. Danielle Elizabeth Reckner.
Madeline Rose Reed. Kaylee Alicia Richard. Marley Sidell Richards. Clarence William Richter. Anna Marie Riggs. Taylor Ann Rigo. Aaliyah Tiana Bessie Rios. Tyler Ray Ritchie. Abigail Grace Rodman. Paul Eugene Rock. Kaya Marie Roddy. Emily Rose Romsberg. Vincent Douglas Romsberg. Charles Victor Samler. Sebastian Felton Sarver. Emily Noel Saylor. Caitlin Nicole Schaefer. Wesley Wyatt Seckler.
Cheyenne Nicole Schaefer. Tanner Eugene Shawless. Scott Conlon Showman. Alec Michael Singo. Benjamin Jared Sleesman. Jesse L. Smith. Ryan William Smith. Robert Alvin Stedman. Haley Ann Stickle. Mary Elizabeth Steinbeiser. Chase Coleman Stoy. Andrew Paul Straka. Mason Craig Stutzman. Paige Lynn Stutzman. Claire Nicole Suby. Isaac Joseph Swanebeck. Alyssa Renee Jarks.
Carrie Ann Trapana. Courtney Lynn Trent. Sierra Cheyenne Urban. Lucas James Waggle. Eden Elizabeth Wagner. Morgan Elena Walker. Shaylin Grace Walker. Taylor Jamie Walker. Scott Joseph Watkins. Colton Jacob Watson. Trinity Rose Weimer. Robert Joseph Weigel. Morgan Page Williams. Jaden Michael Witowski. Ella Grace Witt. Mackenzie Kelly Wolf. Samantha Nicole Yutzi. Ryan Joseph Zanoni. Sierra Molly Zirkle.
Class of 2021, we did it, guys. It's the moment you all been waiting for. You now turn your tassels to the other side. Thanks, guys.
Singing a song of fervent praise, alma mater, none thy goodness can deny. Thou hast given of thy glory, hail to thee, O Somerset High. Alma mater, thou shalt know our loyalty. With hearts aglow and song of praise, we will vow to honor thee.
March.